month for campaign.
The Covenant believe that what they call the
Remake
silent
coming out.
cartographer,
And I want to
somewhere under this
some
island.
points
The cartographer is
that
a
have
map
been
room
discussed by
that will
other
lead us to
YouTubers,
Halo's
but I just
control
want to make
center.
a video expressing some things
The
I need
island
to
has
change
multiple structures and installations.
before
One
the
of them
release.
contains the
Some
map room.
things can be changed easily, some not so easily. So I'm going to talk a couple of points that have been already made, but just to show them off. So the first point is the reason why I chose this map. I'm going to walk through this map a little bit. Is of course the shiny surfaces on the map and the campaign, which I saw. Shiny surfaces is something that I first saw in the trailers and I saw in the gameplays of Silent Cartographer. I didn't really like it. I thought it was too shiny. It looks like Halo Infinite. They completely lost the point on that. Like the whole architecture is supposed to be dark and out of stone. It looks like it's been here for 1,000 years. Of course, this point has been made by many YouTubers and many people because it is something important. It loses its identity on Halo 1. And not just Halo 1, it's also in Halo 2 and Halo 3. The architecture looks dark and it has a certain polish to it. While in the new campaign Evolved, it's very too slick and it just reflects the light too much. Here it just looks like a part of stone, so when you look by it just looks like a part of the mountain. Like the mountain was carved. Yes, there's a little difference from the mountain, but it's not so much. It has a certain polish to it, a certain roughness to it. So hopefully before the release of Campaign Evolved, they will reduce the shine on the finishes of the surface, which is something they can do. It is possible.
Okay, let's move out.
So
Let's go find the
it's
map room
definitely
that will show
possible
us
for
the
them to
location
do.
of Halo's
See, like the
control center.
architecture, it doesn't like jump on you like, oh, there's a super shiny structure there. So they need to reduce the tones. That's number one. That's something that's been talked about again. Okay. Number two, skulls. There is a lot of skulls in the new campaign, which is good. A lot of new skulls for Lasso, a lot of new skulls in general, decorational skulls, you know, flood spores. You know, there's a lot of good skulls, which they did a good job with adding the amount. I think there's like 42 in total. Should they add more skulls? I don't know. 42 skulls seems enough. I think there's 42, and there's a lot of different versions and all this. But the skull that actually really interested in me was removing sprint and removing aim down sights, removing all this stuff.
Of the island.
I always believe that Halo doesn't need sprint. It never needed sprint. It had the perfect formula, and adding sprint is just like adding something to something that doesn't need it. It's something they just click the box. And so they added a skull. No aiming down sights with most of the weapons. No sprinting. Which I always thought was weird. They should remove that and have it that the game is played normally without sprint. Just how it is, like right now. Like I'm playing, no sprint. Everything is played normally. If they really need to add sprint, and they really need to do this, which I know they do, they love sprint, they just have to make it that on the last mission, the Maw, there is a skull. And if you pick it up, it allows sprint. And then in your next playthrough, you can just turn on the skull because it's in like a modifier, does crazy stuff, and that skull allows you to sprint. But they did it in the reverse, so you have to look for the skull to not sprint, which is like a complete inversion of how it's supposed to be. And I feel they should really change that. Like, play the campaign normally, the way it was supposed to be played. And then if you find the skull at the mall, after your next playthrough, add sprint, add acrophobia, add all this crazy, wacky skulls, go crazy. So that's the one thing I always thought they should change. They could change that. It's not that complicated. They could do that. And then they just have to reverse the settings and just do that. And so it is doable. Okay. Something for me, especially, the needler. This needler right here, how it looks, I always thought it looked so unique and so alien and so Covenant from every other weapon. The campaign evolved needlers from Halo Infinite, and I particularly didn't like that. like, it just didn't sit right with me. This needler completely looks different. The shape of it, the needles, the Halo 2, 3, ODST, Reach needler, they all kind of have the similar architecture, like it's similar look to it. But I always thought the Halo 1 needler is the best looking needler. The Halo Infinite needler is like a futuristic with a counter banished version. Didn't really like it. I really don't think why it should be in the game. So the Halo 1 needler, I don't know if they can pull it from Halo 1, but they still have like 30 days. They could change the needler design. Personally, this one has a completely different style. The way it shoots out the needles, the way it looks, it just looks much better. So yeah, bring back the old needler, please. Okay, so that is a point I wanted to talk about, which not a lot of people talk about. Okay, next point, panels. I messaged some people about this, and panels, Forerunner panels look so unique in the classic Halo that when I saw the campaign evolved panels, the panels up here, which that's why I'm going up here, I'm going to show you the panels, they looked so Forerunner, so unique, they had a certain look to them.
This isn't the map room.
That it can't be
Analyzing.
replicated. And the campaign evolved
This
one
is a
has just
security
like a
override
bright
station for the
spot
main
here.
facility, located somewhere
And the
else on
bright
this island.
spot, it just looks so
Shut the system
generically
down so
sci-fi.
the Covenant won't be able to lock us out.
It just looks like
We
a
should now have
generic
access to the main
sci-fi
facility.
game
Let's
where
find
it's
the
just a
map room.
button and it's just no design to it. But here it looks so unique the way it lights up and turns off. They kept that design up there, which is turned off, the cartographer like ring. But that looked good in the trailer of Campaign Evolved. But this, they need to bring back this panel and these types of panels, which they removed and just replaced with the blob. I don't know if they could change it so late in their development, and they have like 20 days. But it's one thing that particularly I didn't like. So yeah, those Forerunner panels, the classic ones, looked so much better. Even in the anniversary graphics, these graphics, the panel still looks good. It's a little brighter, yeah, sure, it looks a little bit different, but still it captures that still essence of the campaign and the way the Forerunners are. Again, back to my other point, the lights and the architecture, not shiny at all, looks like rock. It has a little design to it, sci-fi design, but there's no shiny surfaces. So they really need to cut down the shiny surfaces by like 50%. So that is something I wanted to also talk about. Okay, next point, achievements. Achievements in the Campaign Evolved. I did look at all of them. They're pretty good achievements. There's the Lasso achievement, there's the Legendary achievement. But I noticed there's not a lot of achievements. I don't know why they didn't have more for such a game. So I really think they should have more achievements. Completed under 3 hours. I didn't see that achievement. They should add that, or complete with 4 people on Legendary under 3 hours. Complete Lasso under a certain amount of time per mission. You know, I don't think there's any speed running achievements where you have to like speed run a certain part.
Bravo 22 was bringing us some heavy weapons.
Definitely they need more
After I saw we
achievements.
were up against hunters, I thought you
Like MCC. MCC had a
Let's
lot
move
of
down the
achievements,
beach.
and I'm
Keep an eye out
still
for any cargo
surprised
we
how
can
many it
salvage.
had. It had all the different Halos, it had all the different achievements, so that's definitely what it needs to go for, more achievements. The amount right now is fine, but there needs to be more diverse achievements. Oh yeah, complete the game like this, or the Meg, or that. You know, there needs to be more like crazy achievements, like drive under the water on this mission for a certain amount of time, or, you know, just crazy achievements, but people will go for them. It increases the longevity of the game. So, like that, if they could increase at least by 5-10 more achievements, which I don't know if they can, but they could probably. I don't think it's like such a severe overhaul, so they could definitely do that.
cliff wall.
So,
bet the
more
silent
achievements.
cartographer is somewhere inside that facility.
The other thing that they could add is theater mode. I always think they should have theater mode or firefight. Again, the game is a little... It's only 20 days left, 25 days left. So, I don't know if they can add firefight, which would be really nice if they could. But I think the most plausible thing they could add is probably theater mode. You know, so you could look around, be like, oh, I completed the mission, take screenshots. So I think theater mode is something that they should,
Must be
you know, do.
analysis indicates that the map room
Theater
should be at
mode
the bottom
definitely
floor
needs to
of
be
this
added. Okay, next, Flood. The Flood in the campaign evolved. It looked pretty good, you know, the way they act and look and everything, and they jump. They need to. I was watching a Hidden Xperia video recently, and he was talking about the Flood.
Let's keep
and the
going
way
inside.
the Flood, they don't shake their hands when they run at you. And I also noticed this while I was watching the trailers for the new campaign. They don't shake their hands that crazily. Let's see if I can get this jumped on. Nope. So yeah, they don't shake their hands that much. And, you know, it's a little thing that the Halo 1 Flood did. They ran at you, and when they start running at you, and there's like 5 of them, it was really like chaotic. So, yeah, that's one of the things they need to change about the Flood. The chaoticness of the Flood when they run at you, and their limbs are flailing. Some more of that. Also, the Flood needs to be a little bit more beat up and violent. Apparently their clothes are a little bit too clean, and I hope in 20 days before the game releases they make the Flood look a little bit more beat up and bloody and a little bit more beaten up. Their clothes were too clean. Again, this is from a Hidden Xperia video. I saw him point it out. I was like, yeah, that's actually interesting. They do look too clean compared to the Halo 2 Flood. So yeah, that's one thing that I thought should be changed before. It's a doable change. It's not too crazy. Okay, the AI from Halo 1 is still smarter compared to the campaign evolved AI. The way they move and interact, and the way they kind of move their bodies. They are using like the Halo Reach elites and the Halo Reach designs on certain parts. The way they move. I saw a clip, but there needs to be more Halo 1 movement in the enemies, because right now that's not 100% what's happening. So the AI needs to be a little bit improved before the release. The AI is definitely not 100% the way it should be. So yeah, that's something I saw people mention also a lot. I think Ackman noticed it, and Hidden Xperia and other YouTubers, they noticed it. Okay, next point. Add cut content from Halo 1. Cut vehicles, cut weapons. Now I don't know if they can do it because they're not making it that we can use the stanchion, the Johnson weapon, but they definitely should. You know, they should bring back the actually use the weapons.
Additional reinforcements arrive.
So that's definitely what I was noticing. They should bring more weapons from the cut Halo 1 stuff and add it. I don't know if they can anymore. It's 20 days left. They probably won't, but it would be a nice add-on. So more weapons from the cut content and more things like that. So definitely. See, panels look very unique. Can't be replicated. Campaign evolved panels don't have this look, you know. Even this, they kind of went for the same feel. But the campaign evolved panels, they look very weird and different. Like not Halo Forerunner. Okay, so cut content is talked about. Okay, outside boundary exploration. I haven't really seen people talk about this point. Halo 2 has the best outside boundary exploration, where you can kind of go outside the map and not fall through the map, but actually go outside the map and explore it. You know, like in Metropolis, you can go outside the map, or you can go outside the map in certain maps. You know, or certain ways you can bounce off the map and go outside and walk along the path. Just keep walking across the fields. I always thought that was very unique. You know, and Halo 2 did that the best. Halo 2 did that the best, and I hope they bring more outside exploration. It's Unreal 5 engine, so I know they really can't, I don't think, do that, but I hope they do. For example, the bridge jump in Assault on the Control, I don't think that's going to be possible, but there needs to be ways of exploring the outsides of the map, and I hope they bring more of that in, so future people, future speedrunners and future Lasso people can like go outside the map and explore and try to cut checkpoints and all that. So Halo 2 did that the best, so I hope they do a little bit that in the next Halo. I know they probably won't, but it's something that I hope they do. Okay, let me just turn this on. See? Beautiful. Okay, unlockables. There needs to be more unlockables in Campaign Evolved. You complete something, you get unlockable for in the campaign. You show off to other people. It's gonna have PlayStation 5 people, so it should definitely have more unlockables. It should have you complete the campaign on Legendary, you get an armor. For example, the Mark IV armor, they should have that included in the Q&A. Apparently, you can't unlock it anyway or use it, but they should have it that you complete something, you do achievement, you get an armor set. You know, Halo Infinite did a good job. You completed Halo Infinite, you get hero, you got the Mark 6. Some more unlockables. Each achievement should give you something to unlock. You complete Lasso on the new campaign Evolved, you get an armor set, or you get some kind of cool emblem, or you get something. And the more unlockables, you know, so armor sets, maybe, you know, because they already have 4 pre-order armor sets, or 5, or 6. Why not have, like, more? You know, you complete an achievement, you get an armor. You know, you get the Mark 6 or something. That'd be cool. Mark 6 in Halo 1, or Mark 4 in Halo 1. You complete Lasso, you get, like, a Lasso armor. I always thought a Lasso armor would be really interesting to have. So that's one of the things I always think they should be doing more. More unlockables. More of that. Definitely. And the final note is the campaign Evolved. It has a lot of good stuff in it, but there is a lot of AI extra shine to it, which we didn't discuss in my first point. But for example, the glass. It's a little nitpick of mine. The glass, when you break it in this game, the classic Halo 1, it breaks and it kind of falls on the floor like normal glass. But in the campaign Evolved, it kind of shatters and dissipates into the air, like it disappears. And I don't think that should be the case. Like, yeah, it looks shiny, it looks nice, but it shouldn't be like it just evaporates in the air. It should be glass, it shatters into 100 pieces and falls on the floor. I don't know why they went for that style on Unreal. I doesn't really personally bother me 100%, but the glass should, when it breaks, it should lay on the floor as glass. You step on it, it cracks. It's glass. It's still glass. It's not Forerunner glass. Like, it just evaporates in the air. There's one more point I could probably put in here. I already talked about most of the points. There's a couple of points I'm probably missing, but the design of the classic runs, the classic elites, bring more of that in, because there's a little bit of the Halo Infinite reuse of assets. There's not a lot of the classic assets in the feel of Halo 1. So I hope they bring a little bit more of that. Like, for example, I did talk about the shine of certain weapons. They need to reduce that, or have that the shine of the weapon is really, you know, bright at the beginning, but the more you use a weapon, it gets more dirtier and scuffed up. Like the pistol is constantly used by people, so it should get dirtier and dirtier and roughed up every single time. Oh, I timed that grenade wrong. I timed that grenade wrong. Hope you saw that. We saw that. So those are my points. I'm probably missing a few points, but for now, that is my general pre-Halo Campaign Evolved wish list. I hope they change a couple of those things before it releases.